Do you want to hear from someone that's been in the REO industry for more than 30 years? Learn what it takes to be an REO broker in today's REO Agent Spotlight. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another REO Broker Agent Spotlight, brought to you by REOBroker.com. I'm your host, and today we're honored to spotlight a true veteran in the REO industry space, Warren Adams. Warren has been a driving force in the Sacramento region and one of the original members of REOBroker.com since 1994. Warren, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Brandy. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Warren, you've been a member of REO Broker since 1994. That's incredible longevity. What made you join back then?
You know, we joined when it was just a group of California REO brokers, and we needed a place to network and get together. There were a group of Southern California brokers. There were a group of Northern California brokers. And we decided to put our efforts together and meet and network and pass notes along and try to get a little bit better insight on this new and up-and-coming industry in real estate. So there was probably, 10 agents that originally started this, and we would meet for a couple of hours before every REOMAC quarterly meeting and network and give notes and pass leads, and it was just very, very beneficial to us as a group.
So let's rewind a bit.
Sure.
What inspired you to pursue real estate in the first place?
Oh, well, I got out of high school. My mom told me to either go to college or get a career. And that career did not involve flipping burgers. So I chose real estate because I had a fascination for real estate, and I didn't need any college experience at the time. So I went out, took my license, passed it, and found someone that would take a 19-year-old on in their office. That's what got me going. I was fortunate that I did not have the responsibility of a lot of people starting in real estate. I did not have a mortgage or a rent payment to make each month. And I was allowed to kind of learn the business without those kind of pressures.
Warren, what made you start in the REO industry?
That's a great question, Brandy. When I was in real estate, I did not know what an REO was. I had someone that was buying at the courthouse steps and needed a gopher. I was just trying to figure out my niche in real estate. So I helped him run around and do his dog work on these properties that he wanted to go bid on. As I did that for a while, I started asking myself, what happens to these properties when the bank gets them back? So then I started cutting out the notice of trustee sales and following them a little like he was doing. And then I found a couple. I contacted those banks, and they were kind of happy to get an agent in Sacramento area. They didn't know anyone. They had a property. They needed to sell it. So it was a good fit. It was a little bit of luck, but it was a little bit of hard work and persistence and paying off. You know, when they got REOs at that time, usually when a bank got an REO, they gave it to the loan officer at the back desk and said, here, we got a property. We need to get rid of it for us. And so that's kind of how I fell into it. And as I found I was getting property, I started reaching out to other banks, and it just kind of steamrolled to what it is now.
Thank you. And what does your day-to-day look like now?
Well, it's not as busy as it has been in other cycles, but I love doing what I do every day. I don't need to come to work, but I want to. I enjoy coming to work, and it's just a matter of management of assets. I do not go chasing banks for their assets. That kind of process has evolved in our industry, as we know. They come to us, but we need to be ready to perform and to rock and roll every time they send us an asset. So I get to work, I manage what I have, and I just kind of play it by ear. Sometimes I get to work a little later, sometimes I'll leave a little earlier, but my focus still is REOs.
You serve the Sacramento region, right? Tell us more about your market right now.
Well, our market really consists of three counties. We can expand above that, but it's really the Sacramento region is three counties, with majority of the focus of REOs in the Sacramento County. There's Placer County, there's El Dorado County, but I'm in central proximity to all three of those, so I'm no more than 40 minutes away, 45 minutes away from any particular asset in those counties. About 1.5 million people. Um, we have uh, we have done well when the market is well, but when the market took its turn, it was greatly impacted by the REOs, and that's when we came busy.
And obviously, there's been a lot of change in over 30 years. How have you seen the real estate landscape evolve over the years?
Well, the REO market has changed. In the beginning, it was people were having to try to figure it out as they went along. We did not have the platforms. It was more face on face, talking and communicating, whether it was faxing things to lenders, and that has greatly evolved. Now it's really platform based, and it's all run through platform. And it's rare that we will actually talk to an asset manager or someone from the bank. So we can't get that one-on-one like we used to. Get to know people that way. You've got to be results driven. You know, they've got scorecards, and they're going to look at those scorecards. So need to be able to perform on a regular basis, getting things done. I always say it's our job to make the asset manager's job a little easier, and I think that holds true. So that the next time they get another property, they remember you from having a positive experience and getting the job done for them.
Very good point. And when it comes to trends, especially in REO, what's
Yes.
something agents need to stay sharp on?
We're in it for the long haul. This is a niche, and if you can become good at this niche, you'll do very well. You'll do well during good times, and you'll also be able to do fairly well during the slow times. So it's just staying focused and being able to stay on course. In our business, it's about consistency. It's being able to consistently have product and to be able to sell those on a quick basis for the value that you have told them.
Very true. What role has technology played in your business operations?
Well, the technology has been, it evolves, and we have to adapt to that technology. It is ever changing. Again, we are now platform based. We don't talk, and it's just completing tasks, having the crew, the vendors to assist in doing that when needed, to be able to jump through it. Time is of the essence with banks, and they want to move their product. They want to move their product to get their money to put it back to work for them. So it's knowing those platforms, staying current on them, and looking at them and making sure you get tasks done before they become due.
Warren, this has been amazing information. I have Mike Sanborn here as well, and he would love to ask some questions as well. Go ahead, Mike.
Hi, Morton. Thanks for stopping in and seeing us and answering this. It's been a great history lesson so far. Another good question I like to answer is the laws around foreclosure are constantly changing. Staying up to date is essential. What's your thoughts on that, and how has REOBroker helped you with that?
Well, the laws do change, and they're ever evolving and changing, like you had mentioned, whether it's adding redemption periods in California, and the overlays the banks have to do to get to that finish line of foreclosing on a property, if that is the only way that they can to resolve this delinquent asset. So, they've added overlays and requirements, and those requirements also apply when selling those foreclosures. First look at time periods and those kind of things. We need to stay on top of those things. We need to not have them become an issue when we're getting ready to close. REOBroker, our groups, we talk regularly, and we share leads and information just like that on a regular basis, so we are well informed.
Great, that's great. What role has technology played in your business operations and how you're trying to keep up with this and all the changes going on?
Well, the industry changes. It has moved and evolved greatly over the last 30 years. from no computers or cell phones to where we are now, again, with platform-based, everyone's on a platform that they use. Rare do you have a company, a lender or an asset management company that is not under a platform. It's just the best way to handle that asset. And we need to know how to work through those platforms, how to get things done, and we need to complete things quickly for those lenders.
Okay, perfect. What keeps you motivated after so many years in this REO business with all the changes? How are you staying motivated?
I love what I do. I think anyone that is in this business, just like you, Mike, we love what we do. We love to get a property and take it from cradle to grave. And the value that we put on it, we need to make sure that we are correct and accurate. And because they're going to review and grade us on that, is what the value we gave in the beginning, is that what we sell it at the end. So I take pride in my work, and I want to make sure that I'm doing the best job for those clients.
Great. Yeah, we all want to do that. Can you share any special success stories that stands out from your years in the business?
You know, I don't know if a success story. I know today, this week was a perfect example. I got a new property from a client that I had been working and massaging for a number of years, and staying in touch with them. We have to try to get these new clients, we have to work them. And I was finally given an opportunity with that client who has a special platform that I was not familiar with. So the first thing I did was, once I got that, I reached out to our group and asked for assistance from anyone that was knowledgeable with working with this client. And to my surprise, I had a number of people reach out to me, willing to help me and to walk me through that. And that was just not a success story, but that just shows the value of REOBroker.
Before we wrap up, this has been a great history lesson. It's been a great interview with you with how to be successful as an REO agent for many years and stay in this business. What's your final thoughts for our audience on how to handle this many years in the business and stay successful?
Well, developing a niche is always important. I'd like to talk a little bit about REOBroker if I could.
That's great. How does REOBroker help you stay in the business?
Well, we have, I've been a member of a number of other organizations, and they all have their benefits, but I think REOBroker's, without a question, the best organization for our group. We are into helping everybody. We have to be a member of REOBroker, you have to really be qualified, and you have to be kind of the upper tier, the cream of the crop. We just don't allow anybody in. We try to limit the people in areas so that all of us as REOBrokers can talk openly and freely amongst each other, knowing that we're not going to have our competitors taking what information I may be giving to another person, so that we can share our information openly and freely, and we can network without that as a concern. This is one of the oldest organizations. It is very, very difficult to get into, and it is for a reason, is that we want to keep the experience up to the top and make sure that it is a good win for everybody.
And we really appreciate those comments, and we appreciate you being one of the founding members of the REOBroker.com. It's been great. How does somebody, an asset manager or a buyer, somebody get a hold of you on buying or selling, reach you for REO work?
Well, my email address is isellreos@warrenadams.com. I answer my phone. You call me, I'll answer it. I do not screen my calls. My cell number is 916-208-2220. And lastly, I might add one last little thing. To be successful in this business is you have to know your product. You really do. We can't delegate everything for everybody. You have to know your product. So if someone was to call you, if a bank was to call you and ask you about a property, you can't say, "Oh, let me get back to you." You have to know it. They want an answer right then and there. You got to know that property. You have to see it. You can't rely on other people to take your pictures. I pull my comps. I write my narratives. I put my values. I do that all. And I think that is critical to be successful in this business.
Thank you again, Warren, for sharing your time and insight and how to survive in this REO industry for all these years. We appreciate the comments and you being a founding member of the REOBroker.com. Brandy, I'm going to turn this back over to you for any final thoughts on your end.
Thank you, Mike. Warren, now that you've been in this industry for over 30 years, how important is it for you to have a membership that actually has an online presence, has podcasts, is getting this out there to asset managers and to investors, hedge funds, etc.?
It's huge. I can't say enough. I wouldn't be have been as successful as I am without this type of a group. We focus on REOs. We network well. We get our presence seen. It is a tremendous advantage to be a part of this group, and I'm just glad that I've been able to ride this with everybody else. Thank you.
Thank you, Warren, and thank you, everyone, for joining our first REO Agent Spotlight. Stay tuned for more REO Agent Spotlights coming soon. Please join us on our website, www.reobroker.com. Please like us and subscribe on our social media sites, and I hope everyone has a wonderful day.
Everyone knows the power of social media and the impact a strong online presence has in this day and age. But most real estate agents simply do not have the time to manage all the advertising and marketing details, and that's where the Power Is Now Media steps in. We are the answer you have been looking for. Let us help put your brand on the map. We will create customized graphics for weekly full-page ads, social media content, video, and podcast content for you. Sound complicated and expensive? It is affordable and easy. We have the best experts on the job. Go to thepowerisnow.com and find us under the VIP Agent tab to learn more. This is the future of real estate. Join today. thepowerisnow.com.